Well, hello, all my wonderful broskis of the Maverick Nation. Broskis and broskies of the Maverick Nation. And I am the Dark Shadow Maverick, here with yet another What If. Part 2 of What If Lancer from Deltarune was friends with Vanilla Sands from ExE Tale. Yes, that is the AU that he is from, that I made up in my head. ExE Tale. And Gold Dust Sands and Crystal Sands are also from ExE Tale. And there are also the characters Vanilla Frisk and Vanilla Chara, which are also from ExE Tale. But we'll probably get into that later on. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? I will probably know in the future. Hopefully. Anyways, where we last left off. Well, basically, Dream had informed, Dreamtail Sands had informed Ink Inktail Sands, Ink Sands, about the whole thing about D.S, Lancer, and Vanilla Sands being there. And Ink was like, I am coming over there, no frickin' buts. And so basically, it's morning, but it's like early in the morning, and basically Dream just wakes them all up, and it's like, you guys gotta hurry and get the hell out of here. If you guys don't want to end up dead, you will move it. You'll move your cabooses. Because there's a certain someone who I know, and they're probably gonna want to kill a certain one of you, and if there's like any sort of like fights involved, like one of you guys trying to stop him from doing that, it probably won't be pretty for any of you. And it's just like, well, look what we have here. Dream, you honestly trying to help someone like him? I thought you were better than that. And Dream is just like, fuck. He's like, why? Why the hell? Why does this hell have to happen to me? And Vanilla Sands is just like, you're Ink Sands, right? And Ink Sands is just like, yeah, what about it? Vanilla Sands is just like, well, I can tell that there's not going to be any sort of easy way out of this. And Ink is like, you're acting like there's a way out of this at all. You're coming with me. And Vanilla is just like laughing to himself like, I've heard that a lot before from many different, I'm not exactly sure I want to call them people, but I have heard that many times before. It's always been the same thing, the same ending. I don't think you want to end up becoming a temporary ink. Now, do you? And ink is just like, so, you're not going to come easy? Well, then I guess I'm just going to have to make you. And it just disappears, and then all of a sudden he's like right next to Lancer, and he's like, if you don't come with me, he gets it. And like freaking basically Vanilla Sands just like, so you attack the Darkner, and Ink is like, I don't know why that's important to you. And Vanilla's like, because you could have attacked D.S.M. I mean, he's a monster just like you and me. But instead, you chose the black sheep of the group, some people could say. Because, unlike us, he isn't a monster. He's a Darkener. Is that why you think it's okay to try to kill him? Or else I have to go with you? Now you're just pissing me the hell off. I'm really starting to hate you more and more, Ink. And Ink Sand's just like, it doesn't matter. It also seems that you don't care about this one's life. And Vanilla's like, whoa, buddy. You're the one who doesn't care about his life. Treating him like some sort of dog. And Ink is just like, wait, what? And Vanilla's like, oh no, I'm not done yet, asshole. You think you can just do that just because he's not a monster or a human? He's different. You're no better than the humans. You're no better than any of them. And one time I thought that you were better than this, Ink. That you weren't some sort of two-bit racist. And Ink is like, racism has nothing to do with it. And Vanilla is just like, shut the hell up, I'm not done. And yes, it does have a lot to do with it, Ink. Because you see, not only is he different because of the fact that he's a Darkener, but he's a child, damn it. You don't even know how old this kid is. The fact that he's a kid is terrible enough, but you haven't even taken into consideration how old he is. You're just going to do that because he's the one who's the black sheep, sacrificial lamb out of the group to you. What happened to equality across all universes? Friend. My spit wouldn't even go in your direction. At this point, you don't even deserve to get me to look at you before I kill you. And Ink is just like, this is all over something you could easily be preventing, but just handing yourself in. And Vanilla's like, do you really think I'm that stupid? And Vanilla's like Ink is just like, what are you talking about? And Vanilla's just like, so you do. You do think I'm that stupid. You think I don't even have a brain of my own. Damn. You are one sick son of a Ink. Lancer deserves to live just as much as anyone else. Plus, I pretty much signed on the rights to be his parental guardian, so if you kill me, or even take me away from him, he has no one. Well, there's deaths, but there was no legal agreement. And Ink's just like, legal agreement? Who would make a legal agreement with you? And Vanilla's just like, you'd be surprised how many of the people, the Darkners, that were still left, were eager to make an agreement with me on what to do with Lancer. And Ink is just like, uh, they willingly gave you the right to that kid? And Vanilla is just like, and yet you still want it out on me, don't ya? You still want me dead. That behind bars. Only part of the story you know is what Goldust and Crystal have said. Well, I guess since that's two of them, that would be their word over mine. No wonder you're so stuck up in your own beliefs. And Ink is like, how do you even know about that? Anything to do with Crystal or Goldust? And Vanilla's like, they're my siblings, as much as I hate to admit it. I know things. Very many things. You know, the fact that if they got the chance, they would have the strongest sands they could find. You know, go after me to either put me in jail forever or kill me upright. Just upright and kill me. So it seems you listen to their word over mine. Listen, it's not my fault that I'm the way that I am. It's the fault of the person who left. And ExE's like, and we still don't know why that is. We still don't know why he left. And so, that argument of yours, it's invalid. So just turn yourself in. Just turn yourself in, Vanilla. And Vanilla's just like, how about no? You really think that I'm gonna turn myself in? And besides, before you try and kill me, because I'm not going to go on with your plan, I would advise against it. Because you see, you can't kill me. And Inka's just like, what do you mean? And Vanilla's just, you dumbass. I may have the magic of a monster, but his appearance, his human physique, I have the determination of a human. The will to keep on living even if there's no end in sight. So no matter how many times you try, you can't get rid of me. And there is no way in hell I am going to prison because of what my siblings told you that you want to believe. There is no way in hell that I am going back. Never again. I told myself, never again. Even old Frisky had to pay the price. Well, maybe if their revenant sister hadn't joined along, their symbiotic relationship made it really difficult to get rid of them. But in the end, they just stopped trying. And so I guess you can say I was the winner. Maybe they were just too afraid of me to start again. And that's why my universe is in stagnation. Nothing going on, nothing happening. Just a ghost universe. Completely depleted of all. Just anything. It's just there. Nothing but it just being there. After they gave up, I had no reason to try either. So I went on to other universes. There was no way in hell I was going back to the deeper spots of my inner universe, where Goldust and Crystal resided. No way in hell I was going to try to ask them for help. Besides, that kid was going to give up because they were afraid of me. Well, I guess that's a long-lasting impression that will last a very long time. I scared them away from resetting. brings a tear to my eye if I had one. And so, for days and nights on end, I traveled universe upon universe. Eventually, I felt an anomaly that led me to Lancer. And whenever we eventually dropped ourselves into Horror Tale, we found Air Sands, and the Sands he was holding hostage, about to kill D.S.M. And we've just been trying to make a living for ourselves ever since. We thought we would stay in Dreamtale for a while until everyone knew what our plan was going to be. But then you came along. Now, I'm looking straight at the face of death as far as I'm confirmed. Death to all things I once thought creation stood for. Your creativity bullshit isn't gonna work on me, inky boy. And unless you forgot, bing, you're red now. And Ink just looks at him and is like, no. You. What are you going to do now? And Vanilla's just like, what if I always wanted to do to you ever since you did what you did? Huh. Flush it down the drain with your boyfriend. Now, Dream, you might not want to look, because this could get messy. If Air is still conscious, or has been awaiting this to happen. And Ink just has a look of just like, you wouldn't dare. And Vanilla's just like, really? Are you really that stupid that you think that I'm afraid of you? Your soul was filled with unbridled determination. Determination that will destroy you. And all of a sudden, Ink is now gone. And Dream is like, what did you do? What did you do with Ink? And basically Vanilla's like, oh, trust me. I would have never sent those two to fight each other to the death. I was just doing that to scare that asshole. I actually sent him to Underlust. Or Lust Tale, or whatever the hell it's called. And Dream is just like, in some cases, that could be even considered even worse. By the way, where did you send Error? And basically, like, Vanilla is just like, well, last time. Oh, yeah, that's right, that one place he likes to hang out a lot. What's it called? Outer Tail? And basically, Dream is like, so you sent Error to Outer Tail, and you sent freaking Ink to Underlust? Well, dude, what is your beef with Ink? what you did to Air just seems like a slap on the wrist compared to what you just did to Ink by sending him over there. And Vanilla's like, listen, Dream, I don't think you quite understand the gravity of the situation in between me and in between me and Ink. He did some things I'll never be able to forgive him for. And I don't care if the universe paints me as evil for that or not, because I know who I am, and I'm not going to change for anyone unless I want to change myself first. And it's going to be a long time before anyone can convince me otherwise. I've seen a lot of shit, Dream. Hell, sometimes it feels like I've been through the war. If only Frisk were here, they would know what to do. And so Des and Lancer are just there, and they're just like, okay, so what do we do now? And Vanilla is just like, well, to the next universe we go. I don't think we're going to be able to stay here much longer. Well, just hope the next one is decent enough. It's like, flick! They just get whisked away to another universe. And basically, it's like, Des can feel like a weight on his head. And it's like, and he just gets his head out of like a giant pile of snow. And basically, Lancer is like, hey, I was about to make a snow dog sculpture. And Des is like, on top of my head. And, like, freaking Vanilla is just like, well, boys, welcome to Underfell. And Des is just like, wait, isn't it that universe where... And then all of a sudden he just bumps into somebody, and it's just like, hi? And the person is just like, hi? You trying to pickpocket me? Kill you. And basically Lancer's like, you don't have to do that. And Vanilla is just like, you're not going to kill any of my friends, Sans. And basically, like, Underfell Sans just has to, like, take a good long look, and he's just like, okay, what the is this bullshit? What the hell is going on? What in the absolute anus of all the fucking fuck? And it's just like, oh, like Des is like, how long is he going to go on? And Vanilla's like, well, I would at least like for him to hurry up. And Lancer's just like, oh, Um, guys, what's with the traps? And then that basically captures, like, Underfell Sans' attention, and he's like, oh, these? Seeing as it's the end of a pacifist run, we've been trying to clean these up. Why? You have a problem with that short stack? And, Vanilla just gets really a frickin' offended. And he's just like, who are you calling short stack? I'll have you know, I am his parental guardian. And you insult him, you're basically insulting me too. And I will not have that. And Underfell Sands is just like, Jesus, you are intense, man. What is your problem? Hey, wait, who? Wait, what the? And then all of a sudden, just someone comes racing into Underfell Sands' arms, and is like, Sans! And Underfell's just like, Frisk, why are you wearing, uh, uh, and Frisk is like, yeah, I know they're your favorite. And Sans just like, you look nice in that dress. And Vanilla Sans are just like, oh dear God. And Lancer is just like, what are they doing? I didn't think skeletons could blush. And Des is like, it doesn't happen all that often, even in some of the more tame universes. But whenever it does, well, it either feels really awkward or really magical, I guess. That would be a thing. And Vanilla is just like, you know what? Even though you're rude as hell, I think, considering the relationship you have with that human, you call them Frisk. I used to also know a human by the name of Frisk. If they're anything like the Frisk I knew, then here's my card. And, like, fellas, look, and why am I going to need this piece of shit? And basically, like, Vanilla is just like, well, if you ever run into a problem that you don't think you'll be able to solve on your own, we could always drop by. I am giving Lancer lessons on how to actually protect himself. And Des is trying to help, I think. And Des is just like, I'm doing my best. It's not my fault that the way in which you train Lancer is kind of, well, at least in my eyes, it's counterproductive. And basically, Vanilla Sense is like, what did you just say to me? And Des is just like, please don't kill me. I didn't mean it like that. And Lancer's just like, well, then what do you call these? I was like, and Vanilla's like, oh my god, that's Blaster. Oh my god, I am so proud. I am the most proud parent ever. And he just gets on his knees and he's like, I am the most proud parent ever. Now, if you could just get that thing to fire, I I don't even know what I would be able to respond with, but I I would like to imagine it would be joy. And also aiming would be good too, before you fire. And Lancer's like, well, you have to teach me these things first. For now, I can only really summon it, and it only really seems to like to, whatever this is. And, like, Vanilla just sees it, like, rubbing its, like, the blaster rubbing its nose up against Lancer's leg and, like, purring. Like a. And Vanilla's like, your blaster likes you. Phew, that's good news. And D.S is like, well, yeah, well, where are we supposed to stay? I at least hope we could stay in one universe for a long enough time to actually get these plans out, as you were saying. You know, we're all supposed to work on them, right? And Lancer's just like, well, yeah, that's what you said, Vanilla. And Vanilla's just like, sorry, I've just been getting really distracted with everything. Hey, wait, where did those two go? Probably doing something mushy. I don't have much time for mushy. Anyways, well, boys, I think we might be in a wall. And Lancer just gets his head out of the wall. And he just pries D.S out because he knows Vanilla can take care of himself. And Vanilla's like, holy guacamole. Oh boy. How do I put this? How do I put this indeed? Well, you know, it's just like Vanilla's like, how do I put this to you guys? Where we are. Uh, we're, well, just take a look. And, you know, it's just like, they just see a house and they can hear inside and just like, you need to stop your smoking habit. It's really bad for you. And they just hear voices like, ah, so, uh, I will, Sans. Just, just give me a few more minutes. And Sans is like, I will confiscate that if I need to. And then they would just hear like a bunch of like banging sounds, like clattering and everything. It's just like Vanilla's just like, well, fellas, welcome to Underswamp. By God, are we going to be in for a doozy? Well, at least this is the more of a tame universe than some of the ones we've been to so far. We should be able to and get a reasonable stay somewhere while we plan out our, you know, plans for the future. And Lancer is just like, yeah, this place does seem rather peaceful. And Des is like, can't argue with that. And that is where I will be leaving it off. Alonzi Anadouses, because the Dark Shadow Maverick is OUT out of here. Ya boys, bye.